campus scene of Bowling Green State University, we welcome you to a battle between Pemberville and Tautogany as here we go between the Otsego Knights and the Eastwood Eagles. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody, on WBGU Sports Flex. I'm Dan Ridenauer, joined alongside Grady Lotzinger, and here we go. Ball's going right to Kashmerick, who has gotten the nod to start. Carissa Nelson going to get the shot up, and that's going to be nylon for Eastwood. A quick 3-0 start for the Eagles. Taking it right back again. That'll be Otsego's ball. Looking for something here is going to be Brokamp. Going to the corner. Kashmerick on the guard. Going to go closer to Nelson. How that one's going to go over just back and forth to Williams, who then is going to take that one back to Lamp. Lamp going from right to left on the court. Trying to find somewhere here that she can go, and that's going to be Williams. Getting guarded currently by Nelson as that one goes to the right side and then is taken right back up by Eller as this one goes up and then back and then takes it through to the corner, though. Otsego is going to still be trying to chase this ball away and takes it right back and forth, as it looks like here just trying to drive into there will be Hartman, and we'll have our first foul of the game.
What I really like right now is a lot of ball movement for both teams. Eastwood was able to get that open three in the corner, uncontested. Beautiful, and it was a beautiful shot by Nelson as well.
Will get us started and then underway. Looks like here, though, we'll have to go out of bounds and then taking it back to start, trying to find out what the situation will entail exactly for Eastwood, as this one goes right then back again for Nelson, who will take this one right at the center of the court. Going to go to the left side, still waiting for somewhere else to go. That's Nelson, and then goes back and forth. Looks like Wasserman there is going to be the one, goes back out to Nelson. Kashmerick at the top of the key, going to be waiting for it, then goes left side. Kashmerick to the corner. There's Carissa Nelson trying to get this one up, and then going to have Kenna Nelson and Carly Wasserman, who tried to get the double coverage on that one just right past Williams. It looks like we'll have a foul coming up. And then takes it right back will be Lamp as this one goes, and then just down below is going to be Hartman. Driving down the court, still waiting for somewhere else to go. That one will be Lamp who has it, still waiting, and then going back and forth, trying to get the battle with Nelson. This looks like both Carissa and McKenna are going to be up at the point, and then looking a little over to the side. It's just going to be taking this one back for Brokamp, and then going for Kashmerick, as now the ball will be driven down. Kashmerick to be able to get the steal, and Eastwood going to be a little bit on and breakaway, up by 3, make that 5. Eastwood to take the early lead.
It's a beautiful pump fake by Kashmerick there. Always love when you get fast break points.
And this one will continue on, still waiting for the next result, and it looks like we're going to have to start again early for Eastwood. The rebound from Kashmerick, the shot from Nelson. It looks like here we're going to have another whistle coming up. Eastwood currently going to have their second foul of the day.
Looked like an over the back to me, and that one would have been on Kashmerick.
And so it goes for Lamp. The inbound to take that one away, and we continue on for Ayers, who will check into the game. Going up to the side of the court, though, however, that's going to be the number 22 of Lorenz, getting guarded by Mac Miller, as it's a blue world right on this one. Eastwood and their all-blue crowd trying to get this one away. It looks like we'll have our first timeout coming up. Just by the sounds of it, determining who it was on, we'll have that in a moment. But either way, Eastwood, you take the 5-0 lead against Otsego. You know that you need to kind of get this one to step back if you're the Knights. But what a start to get this at the Stroh Center.
I love it. They're playing very aggressive, very fast-paced, and it's getting stuff working. They're able to play defense. They've gotten 2 steals here, and they were able to convert points off one of those.
I mean, absolutely, too. And you think about the defensive ball from Eastwood and how that's kind of been the main strong suit so far today, and it's really going to be the bread and butter that you look at going forward.
I believe that timeout would have been called on Otsego.
And that'll be the Knight timeout to take it away, as this one goes for Lorenz, who has it, and then he's going to get the bounce pass to Lamp. Carissa Nelson, who is replacing Piper Sutton, who is out with an injury, is going to go to the left side, still trying to take this one back, waiting for it, though, again. Lamp to go out to the 3, looking for some options here. Going to take that one in. Looks like the bounce trying to get through. The shot just going to be simple, but it's going to be a bounce away for Ayers. Looks like Eastwood will be able to get the rebound, and they'll be able to continue their offense. This one goes out. Wasserman going to take it. Nelson, and that's going to be just right off the rim, and then tried for it, not quite. It will go. as the rebound will be taken. That's going to be Lorenz on Otsego, and then takes it. It looks like we're going to have a travel coming up against Otsego.
I like the look there from Eastwood, getting the open shots at an open three-point there. I'd like to continue the ball movement, and those shots should start falling.
Nelson, the inbound, takes that one out to the other Nelson, and Kenna Nelson, as that was Carissa on the inbound. And waiting this one back in again. Still trying to go out, really using Wasserman and Nelson out to the, just at the top of the key, as that's going to be stolen away, but then taken back again. Otsego had it, but will lose it and then takes it away again. Nelson goes out. Kashmerick, wide open, will go wide to the left, and that's going to be an air ball away. Eastwood, though, still pretty comfortable. They got the 2-score lead.
I would keep trying to get looks like that there, too. They're wide open. One of them's going to fall eventually.
As the steal was close by Kashmerick, but just off the fingertips and then out of bounds. As that's going to be the inbound now for Otsego specifically. That's going to be Claire Lamp, the sophomore, who's going to inbound that one to Way, and we'll continue that one out. Lamp got the long pass and then takes it away to Brokamp. Brokamp just the mid-range shot, the rebound from Nelson, and we'll take it now in the length of the court here at the Stroh. Looking, the bounce right out, and that's going to be another one for Eastwood. The blue out so far, and looks like it's the blue against Otsego's orange.
That was a beautiful pass there to Carissa Nelson.
Just a little over 4 minutes to go. Eastwood has 2 fouls currently. Otsego a timeout, and it looks like here, though, the ball is going to be taken a little bit of the other direction as the inbound coming up for Eastwood. That's going to be Carissa Nelson to inbound. Carly Wasserman will check out of the game, and it looks like Lauren Sherman will step in. This goes for Nelson. To Carissa, as that one's just going to be waiting along. Miller in the corner. Going to wait for the shot. Goes out to Sherman, a little bit more in depth, as that's going to be Kenna Nelson in the paint, and gets taken down almost. That was Ella Hartman, the center, who's just trying to get the block, and it looks like that's going to be the first foul of the game for the Knights. And looks like here this is going to be a result for the charity stripe, as this will take it away for Nelson, and we're going to just have to wait this one back. As the inbound goes out to Miller. Miller going to try to get that one out to Sherman. Miller waiting for the shot, going for the mid-range, back out to Nelson, then the Sherman again, back out to Miller, waits for the bank pass but gets fouled. Really just swimming into the paint and almost got that one away.
I really like how offensively they're getting inside of the basket. They've drawn 2 fouls here in quick succession. I really think that should add up to a lot of points on the charity stripe here tonight.
And here comes Miller, right at the charity stripe. Gets that one away. The first one just going to be a little bit high. Almost hit the back of the rim there, but another attempt coming up for Miller. Both teams have 2 fouls. Otsego waiting for the opportunity here. Here comes Miller, and that's going to just be off the top of the rim. You're wondering what's the use on that one, but either way, you'll go for it. Sherman out, trying to get the pass out and away again. Looking for it is to Nelson, and then almost got it back and away again, as looks like that ball will fall out of bounds.
So far, I've been really impressed with Eastwood's rebounding as well. They're getting a lot of second chance look here at the basket.
As you'll take it away again, waiting and just continuing on. Otsego waiting for it, and it looks like here they're going to try to get the drive going, but that's going to be Lamp who has to take it over to the left side, and is just going to wait this one back. Continuing on, going against Nelson, back and then again. To the corner, this ball will go, trying to get it to Williams, as that's going to be right at the 3, taking it, and then just going to fall a little bit out. But Otsego still has the rebound. Eastwood still on defense, as this one goes out to Brokamp, and then in is going to be Williams, who then kicks that one out. Euler the shot, and that's no good. As Miller almost got the rebound, but then Miller the foul. Just trying to get into it with Liv Williams. This looks like it'll be Otsego's ball here.
I also like the offensive movement in that possession. They had about multiple looks there, and I think it ended up well, and they're getting 2 at the stripe here.
So Otsego looking for their first points today. That one's up. Gonna fall just a little bit out. That's Liv Williams. Currently at the charity stripe, leading Otsego in assists per game with 1.8, trying to make the mark, more of a team player, as this one will go up again, and both will fall over to the right. Eastwood will continue their hot streak going as Reeder tried to go against her own basket. And I'm not sure what's going on here, but shot it on her own net. But the ball will be inbounded by the Eagles anyway. So you wait for this one back along. Nelson goes to the corner, back to Reeder again. We'll be waiting for some options. Finds Sherman, goes right back out to Nelson. That one goes to the other Nelson as that goes back to Sherman, then to Miller, right in front, and there you have it. Just drawing circles around Otsego today. It's a 9-0 lead for Eastwood, as this is going to be another one stolen by Sherman, and then takes it away again. Reeder gets the ball just off the loose one, trying to find some other ways to go. That's Sherman in the corner, waiting for just 11 on 11 with Lamp. This looks like that's going to be stolen away. Here it goes for Williams. The pressure, though, coming from Reeder, and then it takes it away again to Lamp. All 10 now on the Otsego side of the court. Still on offenses, the Knights. Eastwood on defense, waiting for it again. That one goes out to Euler, who's then going to try to take that one driven in. Looks like we'll have some substitutions coming up, and just let's kind of walk through that one, Grady, what it kind of means, and you know what else you're seeing through today.
Well, I really like offensively what Eastwood's doing. Miller got a look here on the inside recently. I think that's something that's going to be important. And I also like to see that Otsego's defense stepped up that last possession as well.
This one waits again. Trying to get in there was Reeder, but was going to fall a bit short on that one. And I mean, you got to look for the next play here, but Eastwood still controlling their momentum. This one goes right back. Still playing the defense, waiting for it. Continuing to roll along, as that's going to be just going away for Lorenz, and then Lorenz going to go to the corner to Ayers, as it goes back away again to Lorenz, and then this one continues along right in front, but that's going to be Kashmerek with the steal. Eastwood's going to take it the other way. Kashmerek trying to drive in, the long pass out almost to nobody, kept in though by Sherman, and it's still going. Carissa Nelson going to deke out the three, Ryder to do the same. That one goes out to Kashmerek, and that's going to be a swish just right away. Eastwood to take the double-digit lead.
Kashmerek's going to be somebody to look at this game. She's been an offensive powerhouse for this Eastwood girls team this year.
Absolutely the one you want to take a look at and really just observe if you're Eastwood and what it means to just have someone like Kashmerek. I mean, just, you know what it means, especially basketball, to have a star player like her. Just kind of, what have you been seeing so far in this game?
Well, while she may not have scored a lot so far, I'd expect more points out of her. I like how she's facilitating the offense. We've seen multiple passes out of her, and she's moving the ball around well.
And Otsego will get their first points of the day and then takes it right back and through. Around 25 seconds to go. As this one goes to Nelson, still trying to find it. It'll go back to Kashmerek as this one goes and then through again. Try to go to the long court. That goes to Sherman, and then out is Wasserman, the shot, and that swished right in. As Eastwood to answer for Otsego's first 3 points.
Once again, finding that open three-point shooter.
And we're going to close this one out here after the pass just going to go a little bit short away from Ayers, and that will do it for our first quarter. So when we come back, we'll see the remainder of the first half here and the first of 2 games we got scheduled for you here on WBGU Sports Flex. Well, you got to be feeling good if you're Eastwood. You're up 15-3 against an NBC rival, looking for somewhere else to go. Welcome everybody to the Stroh Center. I'm Dan Ridenour, joined alongside Grady Lawton-Slegger, and here we go. This one going from Sherman, originally from Kashmerick. To the corner, though, will go be Kenan Nelson, who's going to fumble it up a bit, but Kashmerick in front, and that's just going to be a clean one right in. 17-3. This lead continues on.
Once again, Kashmerick providing some points there. I'd expect that to continue.
And another one back. Miller there to play some support. Hartman will give that one up, and Eastwood going to start this one going the other way. It goes back out to Sherman, who waits for another one here. That's Nelson to the corner. Back to Sherman again, waiting for it. And then goes out to Miller. Miller just waiting. Looks like she'll drive to the right and just for a tad. And then it goes back out to Nelson again. Nelson gets that one, Kashmerick, and that's going to be just a close one up and away. And we're going to be heading to the opposite end of the court. No, we're not, and this one's going to be just stopped up for a moment as Lamp tried to get that one across and gets it over to Williams, and then in front and off the basket, and that's going to be a miss by Ayers, and this one will take it away. And just what a interesting basket. Ayers second on the team in points per game at 9.1. But it looks like here we might have a foul coming up.
What I really like there is Hartman getting back there on the rebound and then getting the foul called herself. Sometimes in the paint, you got to get those rebounds and put points up themselves. Sometimes it comes into your hands.
Ella Hartman will, it looks like for a second it was going to be Hartman, but the inbound will go in. Lamp going to be the one holding the ball. And then goes to the far side, wide open. The shot going in for Williams, wide to the right. And then it's up and just going to take a trip right in for Ayers.
Ayers and Hartman are going to be key for this Otsego offense. Getting inside in the interior and getting rebounds to get them second chance points.
And the shot by Nelson, a little wide and up, almost kept in, and that's going to be Otsego's ball for a second, trying to keep it in, but looks like it'll be out of bounds on the Knights. An unfortunate go. You get the steal, and then you end up losing it. So we'll take this one back. Nelson to have the ball, waiting for the next move. Just dribbles a little to the right, takes it right back, looking from three. This one goes right back and out, and that's going to be a double dribble. That'll be ruled in a tough one, the kind of process if you're Eastwood. But either way, we're going to have the double dribble there from Zunk.
Beautiful defense by Hartman, forcing that double dribble as well.
Looks like another one coming up. That's going to be just a situation ahead. Still the inbound, though, for Otsego. You have the time in the world. Around 6 minutes to go in the half. You've used one timeout. Eastwood still has all their 5. Eastwood, the only team to foul so far in this quarter. And we'll go away again. Kashmerick playing the good defense, but either way, Otsego going to try to take it down the length of the court. To the corner this one will go. That's going to be Brokamp, and then another one in front. Looks like it'll go in favor of Otsego by the sounds of the crowd, and we might have an inbound coming up, Brady.
Once again, I'm starting to like how they're leaning on their interior players more on offense. I think that's going to help them catch up in this game as they need to get a deficit. This is a very important league matchup between the two.
It sure is, and I mean, if you take a look at the NBC right now, Eastwood sitting at 4-5, Otsego 2-7. The Eagles just one spot above, and oh, that hit off the hand of Williams, then ends up going out of bounds, so it'll be the inbound for Eastwood.
Might not be getting the ball, but that was beautiful effort by Williams, putting her body on the line to get the ball there.
Sure was, as this one will be taken back. Right down in front, trying to drive that one in with Zunk, just not quite able to connect on it, and the close one away, just interesting to see, though, still, though, Grady. What could happen here? Because now you're going to send Zunk to the line. And Eastwood here just at the charity stripe looking for it. The first one swished.
What I'm really impressed with is even with a lead as big as 18-5, Eastwood's still applying the press on defense. And it's helped them create multiple turnovers and get points off of those turnovers.
And the crowd is silenced after the cheers for Zunk. Will go 2 for 2 from the line. Eastwood taking themselves up just a little bit more out of contention as they now have a 14-point lead, just continuing to apply that pressure as Otsego's still having it, trying to drive to the left. That one will go out to Brokamp, who looks for some options to the corner. You'll have Euler and then another one in front as that one goes out to Hartman, and then to the corner again, the shot, and then away. Williams to swish it.
It looks like Williams is going to be the motor of this Otsego team. Obviously providing hustle and points to boot.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at Williams so far, just really been the decision maker on scoring, as that's going to be Nelson who tried to drive in. It looks like we'll have a foul coming up. And either way, what else are you seeing here, Grady?
I'm seeing a lot more effort in this quarter from Otsego. A lot more focus on trying to get the ball on the inside in the paint and taking higher percentage shots.
So we'll take it to the corner, trying to bounce on out and then takes it away again. That's Nelson, tries to get above the screen as that one's Zunk trying to get the rebound. But the rebound will go either way. As it looks like there, that was Hartman who was able to get a hand on it, but either way, she'll get it right back at the half court, and then another one coming up. And it looks like this one will go against Eastwood.
Once again, Hartman drawing the foul there.
And so it goes. Waiting for it again will be the Knights as you take it away again, trying to find some options up ahead and what else you want to do. You just take a course over away again, as that was Williams, then to the cornerback again. This one trying to drive in is Hartman, who had it for a second. Then it's kick out, and looks like we're going to have a travel coming up, as that was Williams. Looked like that was trying to get the pass back to Lamp, but the travel came first.
Just a step too much on that step back there.
So let's wait for this one, and then takes it back. Nelson and Nelson for Eastwood, continues on. Still waiting for what is next, as that one goes to the corner of Sherman. And you'll wait for it again, going back out to Nelson. Nelson gets it out to Carissa. Carissa going to try to drive that one in, and it looks like we're going to have a double dribble coming up on Nelson.
Looked like she just got tripped up there. I like the look. I like the attempt to drive into the basket there.
And a close one, just a little premature, but either way, you'll wait for it again. And going to continue, and looks like we'll have a timeout called. Otsego has used 2 of their timeouts this game. They'll have 3 remaining. And what a game it has been for Eastwood, but Otsego starting to claw back.
It might have taken them a while, but I think they're finally starting to understand the zone defense that Eastwood's been using. And if they can keep getting looks off that and providing zone pressure, I think they should be okay and get themselves back into this one. Exactly,
and we're just going to have to wait and see what else can, take the course here today, as there's just a lot of different opportunities if you're Otsego. And while the second quarter's been better than the first, what else do you have to do exactly to leave it in the tank? What are your keys for Otsego right now?
Well, right now,
this one goes to the corner. Nelson going to try to go from, it was from Kenna, then to Carissa, tried to find, then tried to find the one to go at it, as this one will take its course back and continues along. Nelson has it behind, goes out to Kashmerick, waiting for it again. Kashmerick getting on Euler, as that's going to be just a hand away, and then find it, and not quite. As this one goes back out to Nelson, still waiting for it, drives left, takes that one in, drives up, a little too much pressure, but Zunk's there for the finish.
One thing I'd like to see Otsego try and do before the end of this half is I'd like to see them provide better defense on the inside. And they're allowing Eastwood to drive into the bucket, and it's creating a lot of pass opportunities and easy shots.
Well, Otsego here, trailing by a couple, but still the opportunities are theirs for a moment, but it'll be the inbound the Knights will need, as that's going to be Lamp, who is looking for someone to go in towards, as that was Euler, keeps it on. Kashmerick close with the steal. Been stealing multiple so far this game. Another one taken back, still waiting for the next one. As that'll be just right in for Williams, and looks like it fell a bit short in front, but another one going to try to kick that one out. Waiting for it, and then up, and that's going to be Hartman with it.
Man, Hartman's really been a workhorse inside for Otsego. drawing multiple fouls, and she's getting her chance at a line here.
Sure been that way so far, but a lot of different opportunities up ahead, and you just got to kind of figure out and determine where you'll go with it. Hartman at the line, because it's going to be wide to the left. Zunk will head in. Mac Miller going to find her way to the bench, getting subbed out on that one, but either way, Hartman on the next shot will swish it, and it's 21-9 in favor of Eastwood. And so here comes Nelson, still waiting for it. Out to Nelson again, waiting to the corner. That's Zunk, who will look for something. Wide open is Nelson. The shot just off the rim, and then taken to the court is Kashmerek.
Beautiful effort by Kashmerek to work herself in, box out, and get that rebound there.
A close call indeed, but either way, we got around 2:50 to go in the half. Eastwood yet to use a timeout. They do have the more fouls, though. I mean, we've seen quite a bit of fouls so far today, haven't we, Grady?
We have. I do think it's a factor of both teams playing aggressive. It is a division matchup, so there is some competitiveness here, and I like the motor on both teams right now.
Now it's from Nelson to Nelson, but it falls a bit short. Otsego just going to let that one go out of bounds, as there was Lamp there for a second, but it looks like the inbound. Oh, they're going to call the inbound for Eastwood. As we'll wait for this one again. Going out to Kashmerek and then to Sherman. So Sherman will go to the right, waiting for it. Up and then not away, as that will go to Lamp. But then back out to Nelson again. Going to find Zunk, and there's a just simple shot that's going to extend the Eagles' lead.
Beautiful pass there, finding the open person inside.
As Sherman tried to get the steal, the ball will bounce out of bounds. Looks like it hit a fan in the head, but he seems to be okay on that one. And either way, it'll be an Otsego inbound. As the pressure continues for Otsego. Still trying for it. Nelson going to be there. Going back along. Lamb going to try to get away through it, but goes out past Nelson, and then to the corner you'll find Bergman, and then in front in the whistle, but that'll happen before Ella Hartman will get one off the rebound, and it looks like this foul will be an and one for the Knights.
Looked like a blocking foul to me. That was a beautiful work there once again by Hartman to work herself inside, go through the contact, and get a foul.
As Hartman will go up and in, as that will be just an extra one for the Knights to get this course. So let's wait for the other one. Sherman going to try to drive that one to the right, waiting for it, going out, and finds Nelson. As Nelson here, still waiting for it. The course to go. Continuing, that's going to be Carissa Nelson just at the top of the key. To the corner will be Kashmerek. Kashmerek going to try to drive this one in. Gets past, and they're going to have a travel on Kashmerek. As Brokamp was kind of setting the screen, Kashmerek going to get past her.
Just lost her feet there a little bit. Once again, I like the idea. Looks like she was looking for Nelson on the three-point line there.
So let's wait for the next one. Bergman going to try to drive this one in. Sherman playing the defense. As it goes right back again. Now it's Nelson to play some defense as that goes for Lamp. Still driving through to the corner. Takes the shot. That'll be from Brokamp, and then out and away again. Nelson playing on Euler as this one goes out to Bergman. Sherman there on the defense, still trying to force Otsego out to the logo as they are now trying to get in, but it's just the Eastwood defense has been standing up so far today.
One thing that really sticks out to me about their defense is the intensity they're playing with. They're clogging up passing lanes. They've gotten multiple steals, and it's created a lot of opportunities for them on offense.
As Kashmerek gets that one to Nelson. Still waiting for it, goes out again, and then back to Sherman at the top of the key, drives that one through, over to Nelson, and then to Kashmerek. Kashmerek the shot, and just going to fall a tad short as the air ball heckling will begin.
Still like that look, though. I would say definitely shoot that shot again if it's there.
Absolutely, and I mean, someone like Kashmerek just a little bit short, but either way, the opportunities are there. It's been a very good defensive game, though, for Kashmerek as this one goes out and away again. Bergman tried to go. It went from Bergman to Bolkamp, then to the corner, back to Euler, then This one will go again to Brokamp, who is really passing it along with Euler, and then Hartman down low. Out high is the shot, and that will go from Bergman, and then low again. As Hartman takes it back out to Bergman. Kept in. No, it's not. That was close call by Nelson. It looks like we'll have the inbound for Otsego.
Once again, stepping up into that passing lane and cutting off the pass there.
This one waiting for it again. It goes to Bergman. Bergman out. Looks like we'll have a travel coming up for Otsego as Eastwood here will look to get the ball again. That's Kashmerek. Waiting for the next, breaks the ankles of Euler. Going in is Kashmerek, trying to drive that to the corner is Sherman, as that one's going to be a little too much. And Kashmerek taken down. So we'll get this one organized with Kashmerek. When we come back, 20 seconds to go in the second half, or in the first half, excuse me. Eastwood up 23-12. This is WBGU Sports Flex on YouTube. To Zunk, and the shot right there will just extend the lead for Eastwood. Otsego had a bit of momentum starting this quarter. It looks like Eastwood will take it back. Sherman in, and another one for the Eagles, flying high at the home of the Falcons.
Once again, they're swarming around the ball, applying pressure. Another steal there.
And it's Sherman for another one in the buzzer beater. Eastwood up 29-12.
High motor defense here. You got to love to see it.
You have to love the defense, and what a defensive game it has been for Eastwood. Anyways, that's going to conclude our first half. The score, 29 Eastwood, Otsego 12. We'll have more right up ahead, so don't go anywhere. This is WBGU Sports Flex on YouTube. Well, even though it's halftime, we still got some basketball going on. Looks like just some middle schoolers from both Eastwood and Otsego. But let's take a look at the varsity game that has been going on. We are a half into it. Eastwood leading Otsego 29-12 as we just, let's take a dive deep into it, Grady. I mean, you look at and you see a lot of key players, one of them being Kenna Nelson, who takes it away over to Carissa, and that's going to be a swish there at Eastwood. A huge day offensively. You see Reeder goes out, and there's going to be Kashmerick again, just nailing the three, but it was Otsego for a little bit as well as Ayers kicked that one out and then was swished. That was the first three-pointer of the day for the Knights, and then another one, Wasserman from the corner three. Eastwood's been productive there all day.
I really like both Nelson, Carissa and Kenna Nelson. They've been playing good, as well as Ava Kaczmarek. They've all been high intensity, multiple steals each, and they're moving the ball around well, and it's provided a lot of scoring for them on offense.
They sure are, and I mean, you just kind of just have to go in depth to what this game means. I mean, you look at the Stroh Center last year where it was just the boys' teams for both these schools where Otsego ended up taking that one, but now you look here, Otsego trying to claw back, and they started off the second quarter very well. It was their momentum to start the second quarter, and then you look back again, and Otsego just kind of lost it near the end of things, and Eastwood got their momentum back right again.
What I think Otsego needs to do is I think they need to continue to go inside, use Anna Ayers and Ella Hartman. They've been getting a lot of good looks there, a lot of nice baskets, and it's helping break the zone defense that Eastwood's been using against them.
Exactly, sure is, and I mean, it's just notable, too, to look like what this game is, not just for either Pemberville or Tontogany and just the respective school districts, but for the Northwest Ohio and Bowling Green as a total. I mean, Paige Kohler, head coach Fred Shamil, both in attendance for this game, as on top of that, they're going to be going and playing that school up north in just a few moments. But either way, you look at what this game means. Now, you get it kind of at a neutral site, and while there's a lot of orange, you look at the Eastwood crowd, and they got the blue out.
You love to see it. There's a lot of fans showing up for both teams here. Seems like something everyone's been looking forward to playing in and watching, and it's an honor to be here.
It sure is. I mean, you look at, too, what the fans, the crowd, what they're, anticipating. And I feel like, especially if you're an Eastwood fan, you're getting your money's worth right now. The Eagles just off to a strong performance. But, I mean, you look at the difficulties they've had to face this season. You look at the Oak Harbors, you look at the other ones, Maumee, and then you play Otsego earlier this season. That seems, them and Rossford seem to be the two big NBC wins you get. And you look at, too, the last 3 of your NBC games, 2 of those have been losses, your 1 win coming against Rossford, and especially, too, trying to break this one after the loss against Lake. So I feel like, too, this is Eastwood's game. They were able to set the foundation in the first half, and they still have the momentum going into the second.
Agreed. And I do think a win here in this game could set the ship right for the rest and remainder of their season. They got a good record. They could be fighting for high placement in the conference, and I think this should set them on a right note.
It sure is. I mean, too, just considering what else is just at play for this. I mean, Otsego not having the year that they wanted, but Eastwood right now sitting in a pretty good place. If they're able to get the victory today, they'll go to 5-5 in the Northern Buckeye Conference. The Lake Flyers 5-6, and that's going to be critical as well, especially when you're fighting for that 4th spot in the conference. When you go on to the OHSAA and just play off and just what you're trying to do in the postseason, you got to set the foundation as soon as you can.
And I think they are. They really have all 3 assets of the game working right now. They're scoring, they're playing good defense, and they're in great transitions right now.
And they sure are, and it looks like we're going to have the second half of play coming back in just a moment. So stick with us when we come back. Don't go anywhere. We appreciate you guys watching. This is Eastwood and Otsego on WBGU Sports Flex. Well, rivalry basketball is what makes the sport so special. You talk about rivalries, Eastwood and Otsego, two Northern Buckeye Conference opponents. Their districts just separated by Bowling Greens. And you also talk about rivalries at the collegiate level, Bowling Green playing a Midnight Blue and Gold up north school in just a moment. As we go here, Nelson going to be playing defense, trying to take this one in against Williams as Otsego trying to take the ball to the corner and going to start it off just so short was Lamp. But the Knights still have possession, taking this one back to the corner. It goes through again, and then just right in front, trying to get him almost a fade in front was Ayers, and that one will fall through. Otsego to strike first in this half.
Like I said, beautiful, relying on their interior presence in the paint, and it should get them a lot of looks and second chance points here.
As this one goes back, Wasserman going to try to go to the corner and taking this one away to Nelson, then will go out and then through. Kashmerick fell short, almost had that one away. It continues along right on the floor. Zunk almost had it. Looks like Hartman's going to pass that one out. We're going to have a rush going the other way. Lamp to the corner, finds the pass, and there's a travel called for Williams, who couldn't quite settle the ball down. It looks like it'll be the inbound for Eastwood.
It's good to see Kashmerick back on her feet for Eastwood. That's a key player for them, one they're going to need for the remainder of the season and for this game as well.
And we'll take it back again. Still waiting for it is Zunk, driving to the corner, still trying to tip-tap as that one goes out. Nelson the shot for the three, not quite, as that's going to be knocked around. That was Zunk and Hartman getting into it, as it looks like that will fall out of bounds. Off the hand of Zunk, it'll be the inbound for Otsego.
It's a good pass, it was a good look, wide open shot. I'd like to take that one again if I were them.
So we continue back for it. Otsego going to continue along. Lamp has it around half court. Continuing along, Kashmerick going to get screened as this one goes. Lamp trying to get in, and another one coming up, and that has just been a killer today. Has been the double dribble and the travel, not just for Eastwood, but Otsego as well, as the inbound will come up.
It's been a lot of jitters. You'd like to see them get their feet set, but
we go back again. Nelson to the corner, finds Wasserman, going to continue back along. This one goes out. Still waiting for the next piece to the puzzle. Kashmerick taken down after the Nelson shot, and it looks like she just got shoved right there. Didn't even have the ball and still going to get shoved off that one. As it will be the inbound for Eastwood. Nelson going to be the one to inbound it, and just if you're Eastwood, who are you looking to specifically, if anybody, to get this inbound too?
I would have been looking at Kashmerick or Kenna Nelson too as well.
Well, Wasserman was the target, a close call, but Otsego going to take it back the other way. And then it'll be Brokamp who gets it in for the Knights, and it continues on. Nelson will have it, still waiting. Goes to the right, going to just plant her feet, goes out to Zunk, the ball knocked away. It looks like that was Brokamp who did so.
Looks like Otsego switched to a zone defense this quarter, and I think it's been working out for him pretty well.
And you'll wait for it again. Nelson just got barely past and then up, and that one through. Brokamp just has it. Hartman going to find the option. Still waiting for it, though, as this one's going to be chased out by Brokamp. Keeps it in, can't dribble. And just will for a second. No call. Takes it back again. In front is Hartman. Waiting for it. The mid-range going again for Otsego. That one going to knock out of bounds, and now we'll go back for it again.
They had Ayers there, wide open under the basket. I would like to see them maybe run that play again. I think that could be an easy 2 points for them to climb back into this one.
Ayers fell close, but they're going to say that one didn't go through exactly. Nelson to get a second chance as that one goes to Nelson and Nelson, then Kashmerick to the corner. Takes it away again right at the free throw line. There was Nelson, just fell a bit short. Hartman going to try the long pass out. Wasserman to steal it and still has it. And now we're rushing the other way. Nelson going to be the main target, a call avoided. And then to the corner that goes for Kashmerick, and then that one just going to fall right through as Eastwood continues along. And it continues.
Still providing the press here on defense.
As this one's going to be another steal for Wasserman. Finds it to Nelson, continuing on. Wasserman has it back to Nelson again, and that's going to be knocked away by Ayers. But Eastwood going to get the possession back again. Nelson right at the top of the key. The shot off the rim. Going to try to get in, but looks like a foul against Otsego. Just going to be there in front. You see Mac Miller celebrating that one. Played quite a bit in the first half, been having a good AM so far as we head to the afternoon. And Eastwood really just having a good day so far as a team, up 31-16.
I like the aggression there by Nelson, going in, crashing on her own rebound after taking the shot.
And here comes Mac Miller to substitute Zunk, as this will be the substitution for Eastwood. Still, though, at the charity stripe will be Nelson, and going to take this one back. As Eastwood goes up, and it's good and through. And the lead will expand to 16 so far in the game. As it waits back again, Otsego still trying to get the rush in. As it looks like there you're seeing Lamp, who tries to get the knock away. Nelson going to be battling for it as that one's knocked. It looks like that one will fall just out of bounds. And how about that one there, Grady? Another inbound incoming.
Like I said, they've been providing a lot of pressure here on their Otsego's inbounds, and it's getting them a lot of steals.
As that will be Nelson. Still waiting for it and going back, trying to go to Sherman on the corner. Waiting for some breathing room up ahead. There goes Mac Miller, who almost had it. It's got to be complicated for that one, as it looks like here the whistle's blown and another one coming up. And that will be the first foul. It's going to go against Miller, as it'll be in the inbound for the Knights.
I would like to see Otsego try and run some different press breakers and all that. Nothing's really been working so far. Ball movement too, ball control. If they can cut down these steals, I think they can climb themselves back into this game.
Well, and Mac Miller will be taken out of the game after that one. Just, I mean, you look at the performance of Mac Miller just back in the day. You see O'Carver in that game, and it was really, while Eastwood fell short in that one, it was Kashmerick and Miller who kept him in for the game as long as they were.
I would like to see Miller get more looks inside. I know that last one didn't fall, but I think it was a good quality shot. If they can keep pushing the ball inside, taking high percentage looks, I still think they should build on and expand upon this lead they already have.
And they're going to send Ayers to the charity stripe after another foul for Eastwood. Ayers, quite the decision maker on this team, a 45% from the field goal, leads the Otsego Knights. Then you kind of look just a little bit more, a 60% from the charity stripe, as this one goes up and through. But that'll be Ella Hartman adding another one for Otsego. Looks like we'll have a timeout on Eastwood, their first of the game. And what else did you see there, Grady?
Well, I think Ayers is a very crucial role and defensive presence to this Otsego team. Earlier this year against Bowling Green, she had a double-double with 14 points and 12 rebounds. If she can keep getting looks and getting rebounds, I think she can prove to be quite a problem for this Eastwood defense to handle.
And so it goes, a bit of a streak going for Otsego, but when we come back, we'll see what else is in store with 3:40 left in the third quarter. So there you'll have it. You're watching WBGU Sports Flex here on YouTube. Sherman to have the ball, takes it back away again, continuing onward. Finding it as Wasserman from the three, and just fell a tad short in the middle of the collegiate line and the high school line. And really just got caught in a rough situation. If you're just a few inches in front, I bet you make that. But a close call there for Otsego, just starting to shut down Eastwood a little bit. We have 3 unanswered so far as it continues along. Lamp to have the ball, trying to get this one up and then back in front. There it goes to Brokamp. Brokamp to make a move, still driving in past Kashmerick, and another one to continue the streak for Otsego.
It's beautiful. They were able to break the press there, and they were able to get themselves a quick bucket on a fast break.
And it continues along. Kashmerick, and that's off the rim. The rebound to take it away from Euler, but back again for Eastwood. That one from Sherman, then out to Kashmerick. To the corner is Nelson from three, and a little too much energy as this one goes. But Kashmerick kicks that one out to Nelson, gonna fake it, driving in, goes in front to Zunk as that one goes. And Eastwood gonna get their 34th point of the day.
Beautiful pass there by Nelson. Great look there too by Zunk.
So you wait along. Right in front is Zunk, as that will be an illegal block. Referee right in front of us to call that one is Brokamp going against Zunk on it. And that'll be the fourth foul of the quarter against the Columbia Blue and Red.
I think it's just that aggressive defense, especially on the press. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes you'll get bit for some fouls. I don't think it'll be an issue, just keep an eye on some players and avoid foul trouble.
So we wait back along, trying to get that one up, not quite, falling short from Hartman, but Hartman gets it back on the rebound. Another one missed. This time the rebound will go to Zunk, and then out to Nelson. We take it back along here. Nelson going right into the paint, gonna try to get a move. Almost got in there, and then gonna trip up and then follow through with Liv Williams, as they both inadvertently went down, but so far, Eastwood will have the inbound, and they still have the game that they need. There it goes, that one up and then through, almost falling short from Kashmerick to the corner, and it will go. And continuing back along will be Lamb trying to get that one away. Lamb found it to Brokamp, the travel though, just taking a trip. And you'll find this one away again. Is the another inbound coming up for the Eagles.
I really think Otsego needs to limit these turnovers as far as travels and double dribbles. They've had a lot of good looks get canceled off of those.
Sure have, and we'll continue along. Is Nelson to Nelson, we'll have it, and we continue this one back again. Just trying to find where the drive goes. That's Sherman to the corner, too much gas on that. It looks like it went off the hand of Bergman, so Eastwood will keep it in. And Kashmerick to the corner, gonna take that one in from the mid-range. Another one to fall a bit short. The rebound coming from Hartman, who keeps that one in. And the rush going again, blocked, but then taken back again from Brooke Bergman of Otsego, and then in front trying to go. It looks like the ball will fall out of bounds, and we'll go for Eastwood.
This quarter, I'm seeing a whole different level of offensive intensity from Otsego here. They're hustling more, they're moving the ball around, and they're trying to get themselves in a good spot to score.
So you wait for it. And going back again, and then in front, continuing on. And Kashmerick will be able to knock one home.
Beautiful move, Euro stepping through the defense there.
And just waiting again. Here comes Nelson, daylight ahead. And let's send that one back. There's a timeout coming up. And it'll be called on the Knights. They'll have 2 remaining. When we come back, don't go anywhere. This is Eastwood and Otsego on WBGU Sports Flex. And welcome back, everybody, To the campus scene at the Stroh Center, we welcome you to the Otsego Knights and the Eastwood Eagles as this one goes. Near the end of the third quarter we are. It has been a dominant performance so far tonight for Eastwood, especially in that first quarter, and I think the two that are standing out the most so far is Ava Kashmerek and Lauren Sherman.
I also like a lot of Kendra Nelson right now too. Carissa, I mean. She's had a lot of good looks, a lot of good shots. Nailed a three-pointer in the first quarter too. They've been able to facilitate offense, pass, and move the ball around.
As we go to the charity stripe, it'll be Williams and the connection. We'll take this one back. A good one for Williams just to kind of get, the foot under it and just try to start the development. It's not a terrible lead Eastwood has, just 16 points. The momentum could change. Williams goes back off the rim, but that's Hartman there. And another one. Tries, missed her first, but got the rebound. And another one will take it back. It looks like here we might have a different situation than we saw earlier. And yes, this will be Eastwood's inbound.
Looked like a jump ball there. Once again, I like the effort by Hartman there on offense, trying to get that rebound and put it back up.
And this one waits to the corner, still going back for it again will be Nelson, then other to Nelson again as this one to the corner, still waiting for it, but not going to go anywhere as this one will follow the course, then back again, trying for something as there's just a lot of room ahead. As the lead continues, Grace Meter in this one now also as Meter will get the ball, finds it, makes a move, then goes out, Kashmerek at the buzzer, oh, so close, wide to the right. And it looks like here we only have one more remaining when we come back. So we're going to reset the fouls. Eastwood has 4 timeouts remaining. Otsego's 2 when we'll be joined for the last lap here at the Stroh Center for girls basketball. So don't go anywhere. This is WBGU Sports Flex. And so we go. One more remaining. Eastwood 38, Otsego 22. And it looks like here it'll be the inbound from the Knights to begin, as that was Liv Williams who's playing against Sherman to take that one to the corner, and it goes just right back and away again, but stolen by Nelson. And we're going the opposite length of the court up to the east side for Eastwood. And we continue back again.
I like the intensity there. It looked like she was trying to draw a foul on that layup. Once again, taking up the passing lane and getting a steal too.
Well, so here we'll go. And it goes up and then away again. Eastwood going to get their opportunity.
It's a beautiful cut by Kashmerek and a nice pass by Nelson.
So we're waiting back again. Still going for it will be Lamp as this one goes, and then to the corner. And then back again, waiting for it is Ayers. Ayers to go up has Nelson. 2 4s versus 1 4 as there's 44-on-4 action as this goes again. And then Nelson going to try to drive, bank pass away to Kashmerek. Double coverage for the number 2 at Nelson. Up and away, just in the rebound though, coming from Hartman. Still fighting for it is Nelson. Goes to the side of Kashmerek and then back again for Lamp. And you'll continue along. Loose ball away though to Nelson. Back to McKenna. Nelson and a little bit of a fadeaway. That one's in. 42-22 for the Eagles.
Beautiful defense there by Eastwood. Even when they got the steal, they applied pressure, pinned them up against the baseline, and got the ball back and scored.
And so we'll wait for another one to follow suit. It looks like we'll have a foul coming up as the whistle is blown, but that'll be on Eastwood, so the inbound for Otsego. And really, that's just been the, I guess, one downfall of the Eagles today has been the fouls.
It has, but I think that comes with the territory of playing aggressive, good defense like this. I think they've done a good job. They've had a few, but I don't think it's put them in any danger so far. So I think they've done pretty well.
Well, would you say then, as we head to this timeout, it's just been a good balance of Eastwood. They're not getting too much with it where you're going to see someone foul out, but you're still playing that good defense.
Yep, it's keeping the pressure on Otsego, let alone the score. They're practically suffocating them with the presses, causing a lot of those turnovers and themselves, along with the travels.
I mean, and as you see, Eastwood just on your screen for a second now, looking at the cheerleaders, but either way for Eastwood, I mean, you look at your recent games, a loss to Genoa, a win against Southview, and then a win against Maumee Valley. So really, you're starting to get these wins strung together. You're just kind of getting a little bit of a bump in the road that's kind of stopping you.
And it looks like they've been able to score in those past few games. It looks like their defense has been an issue recently. So it's probably a great sign for all Eastwood fans to see that their defense is out here doing well today and doing a great job.
Well, and there you'll have it. As Eastwood up 20 with very little time remaining, we could see a bit of a situation here. Just Eastwood really has been in control of the game all day, and I believe these winding moments will be no exception.
None at all. I think they're going to continue to put the pressure on here. You might get some subs in here, but they're going to be eager to play as well. So.
Well, and I wonder too if you'll see Mac Miller, who played earlier in this game, but it's just been such a small world if we'll see her again. But either way, this one will go back again. Sherman, who is one of the key players that I have. If you look at the main three, it's Kenna Nelson, it's Ava Kashmerick, and then it's Lauren Sherman as the three. And especially, too, that was a strong end of the half for Sherman, just getting those points back to back to back, and especially getting them down low.
She was flying all over the court. She went to score, and then she immediately went into the press, no hesitations. She was all over, putting her body on the line, giving effort, and I think it's rubbing off on the rest of the team as well, as we're seeing it from the rest of the defense.
As it waits again, wide open, up in daylight, out of bounds though, close for Ayers. You're expecting a good play there of Ayers and Hartman, but the paint just caught up to the ball.
I believe Ayers and Hartman have been a bright spot for Otsego today, getting a lot of points inside the paint, getting a lot of rebounds for them.
And it goes back. Still trying to go in is Kashmerick, who ends up trying to get it away, but the rebound from Lamp will go for Otsego. The long ball going to be a toss away again, caught by Williams. And then the three, the attempt, and no good. As we'll continue on, as that's Nelson on the rebound. Chasing the Eastwood side, going east to Nelson, bang!
Gotta love the Nelson to Nelson connection there. Good read, good shot, good pass.
Well, and I mean, you talk about just a group of people that have been successful today for Eastwood. You talk about Sherman, Nelson, but really, it's just been Carissa and Kenna, if you're talking about just a duo, that has seen just the most chemistry so far today.
They've passed the ball to each other well. They've been able to read each other as Kashmerick takes it up for a layup there and puts one in.
And just keeping it simple, just going to the east.
That'll be 2 points for Otsego there.
Sure is, and I mean, you look at, too, what else is going on right now, and that's going to be Wasserman, who just hit the back of the rim there as it bounces out. Hartman has it, but is getting pressured heavily. Is eventually going to find Lamp, and we're going to have the rush going. Wasserman right behind, however. And then the ball will just roll out of bounds, so we'll have to take another look at it.
Yeah, I really think it's been an all-around great performance by Eastwood today from what we've seen. 3 more minutes to keep this up. I think they're doing a great job, and they've definitely been tiring out Otsego as well.
And so it goes. Waiting again. And continues along. Still trying to find some breathing room ahead. The pass going from Meter to Wasserman. Is that Zunk out to Sherman? And then that will be going, and not quite, as that was Meter who had it for a second. We'll take this one back. Hartman trying to go to the corner. The long ball trying to get this one away. And continues along.
Nice 3-point shot by Lamp there. You really haven't seen her too much offensively today. Maybe that's something that can change here in the last 2 minutes.
And we'll just see just more of kind of the same situation we've seen all day as that one just goes back to that. Let's take a look here. And going out, and this has been the long ball that's been successful today for Lamp. And I mean, really, you look at the positives Otsego's had today, Lamp being able to shoot has been one of them.
Yes, it has. I do think it may not be their best game today, but I do think they're going to come out here with their heads high on a few players and a few things. Lamp being one of them with their scoring ability, and she's been able to break the press as well and get the ball down court here.
Well, and Coach Stickle talking to his team. We just saw Coach Butler a moment ago, and either way, it seems to be Eastwood has been able to claw ahead with the victory here over the Knights as this will go. And what a day it has been for Eastwood.
Yes, it has. Got themselves a 19-point lead here, ready to close things out.
And so getting this on the road. Hartman trying to get the long pass away, and we'll find Brokamp with it to the corner. And then it goes, the shot back again from Brokamp off the rim. And that'll go to Sherman as this one goes out and then away again. Nelson looking for some breathing room as you just see the pressure going ahead by Lamp. But Hartman's going to be able to get the steal on that and continuing along. Going is Lamp. Has Nelson just right from behind. And then the ball will bounce out to Wasserman, and it's going to be the Eagles' ball.
Just a little too much gas there. I still like the shot, and I like the drive there.
As Meter looks out, goes to Nelson, waiting again for the opportunity ahead. Meter back again, still has some on. Looks like Sherman going to try to drive in, and will just follow through.
Beautiful cut. Loved how she worked her way right to the basket as soon as she had the ball in her hands.
So 1:10 remaining here as we continue this one along. Ayers has the ball, tries to get that one out to Lamp. Lamp going to find its way again to Brokamp, who just drives in and going to fall a tad short. So we'll have the Eastwood ball again as that's Wasserman who gets it out to Sherman as that's going to be another one. And we'll have a whistle blown to delay the inevitable.
Nice 21-point here. Nice 21-point lead here. I think they just need to coast things out.
Well, and you see the coast things out just applying to the running clock as the shot by Wasserman going to go off course a tad as that's going to be Lamp with the ball just going into it as this one's starting to wind down. That's Hartman, and then goes right back up for Brokamp, and then in front and away.
Good pass, good positioning. Beautiful shot by Ayers.
And a shot indeed. We'll take it back. 10 seconds to go as there goes Wasserman just off the rim. Hartman for the rebound to add to the repertoire. Lamp coming down to the basket. The shot going to be wide away. And that's all at the Stroh Center as Eastwood will come out on top 48-29. And that looks to be a wrap as we'll get the handshakes and the applause going. Stick around on our YouTube page. We'll have a different live stream, but we are also covering Eastwood versus Otsego, a battle for the ages. As last year Otsego was able to claim victory, we'll see if it's the same result this year. For some NBC action, so let's bring them out, but we'll come back for that game shortly. I'm Dan Ridenauer signing off, and I got 2 words for you. Game over.